Welcome back to the AT&T postgame show.
All right, guys, let's get right to it. The brand new BCS standings hot off the press, and this is the way it rolls. It begins with Kansas dropping to number 5 after that loss to Missouri yesterday. 11-1 Kansas, still waiting to find out whether or not they will get in a BCS bowl game later on. Same story for the University of Georgia. They're number 4. They did not make the SEC title game, so they will wait to find out what happens in their future. Ohio State, number 3, playing in the Big Ten, of course. They have no championship game, so they have to wait to see what happens from this way forward. The only 2 teams that determine their own outcome. West Virginia, they're at number 2 right now. They still have to finish against Pittsburgh, but coming off that big 66-21 win over UConn yesterday, they look to be in good shape. As does Missouri. They are the brand new number 1 team after knocking off Kansas. They're 1 game left against Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. Now here's a look at the entire top 10. Florida, Oklahoma, USC, LSU, and Virginia Tech, all on the outside looking in, wondering if they will have an opportunity should those teams above them stumble a little bit and fall. And joining us right now to talk about that and much more is one of our college football analysts here at Fox, Barry Alvarez. And Barry, first of all, you take a look at, I don't think we're surprised by Missouri and West Virginia being 1 and 2. The question is, can both those teams, both of them, win out having to play championship games probably down the road for West Virginia if they can get past Pittsburgh?
Well, I think Missouri really has the toughest matchup with Oklahoma. Oklahoma's playing very well right now, yet Oklahoma's beaten them. It's hard to beat somebody twice, but they've got the toughest road to go. West Virginia's playing very well, and Slayton and White, they're the fastest guys on the field, and I think they should be able to handle Pitt. Although it's a backyard brawl and it's a rivalry game, and you never know what can happen in those games.
All right, let me be clear on this. Missouri has to play the championship game. West Virginia has 1 more game in the regular season against Pittsburgh. All right, so let's get on to the number 4 team, which is the one that intrigues me, is the University of Georgia. They are outside looking in because they don't play in an SEC title tilt. But if those teams above them lose, might Georgia be penalized for not playing an SEC championship game?
No, they won't be penalized. As a matter of fact, it's very important that they're ranked number 4 because that allows them and really puts them in a BCS game, which is important.
Okay. All right. So we know that probably one of these teams in the top 10 will make it to the championship game, or at least 2 of them, we should say. But the guys that are 11 and 12 right now are the ones that are really hoping to hang on because the top 12 teams are the ones that make the BCS game. So right now, as we stand today, Hawaii is number 12. They are the team that's right there on the cusp. If they can hold on and win, they will be in a BCS bowl game. Arizona State, Tennessee, Illinois, and all these other teams right there hoping that something happens as the Rainbow Warriors right now are still undefeated. And you take a look at it, Barry, do you think that Hawaii at 11-0 should be where they are right now at number 12?
Well, I think they deserve that. They've won every game. I think there's always the question, how would they do if they played in a BCS conference? Could they hold up? Yet they've answered the question every week. June Jones' offense is always very potent. We saw last year in Boise what a team from that conference can do. They have to be ranked number 12, not being in a BCS conference, to qualify for a BCS game. But if they win against Washington this week, they certainly deserve the opportunity to play in a BCS game.
All right, Barry, we appreciate your insight and look forward to probably coming your way next week on the BCS Selection Show, which comes your way Sunday night, 1 week from tonight. All right, take care, Barry.
Kurt.
All right, guys, we'll take a look at, let's start kind of with the back end where he talked about Hawaii and whether or not they belong in a BCS matchup come postseason here, Terry.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, why not? I have no problem with Hawaii. I've watched them the other night when they play. I've watched them a lot this year. So Hawaii, they're undefeated, and it's always something attractive. We remember last year we had Boise State jump in there and defeat Oklahoma.
One of the best games of the year.
Yeah, you were there, Jimmy.
Right.
Yeah, exciting football game. So Hawaii with Brennan at quarterback, June Jones as the offensive coordinator, head coach. Very exciting, very much fun to watch.
Yeah, about the top?
If it's not a national championship game, you know, the BCS game, like you said, Colt Brennan, he's an attraction. People want to see him play. It's an exciting game, just like what we talked about on Boise. That was one of the best games of the year last year when they beat Oklahoma. So, yeah, I think Hawaii deserves to be there if they can beat Washington this week.
I go back to Missouri. Missouri playing in the conference championship game versus Oklahoma, having lost to Oklahoma earlier in the year. Then you've got Ohio State sitting without a conference championship game at number 3 with 1 loss, a loss at home to Illinois. Be interesting to see. I think West Virginia, I don't see them stumbling versus Pittsburgh. The only stumble I could possibly see would be Missouri versus Oklahoma. Then who jumps up to 1, who jumps up to 2? Ohio State, that Virginia Tech that beat Virginia last week gets Boston College in the conference championship game. They lost to LSU earlier in the year. They're a team that right now I think could beat any number of these teams up ahead of them.
Yeah, and you know what? Look, it's unfortunate, but you don't want to see teams with two losses like Georgia has. You would ask yourself, you know, how would they, if they had lost this time of the year, they're kicked all the way down. Right. LSU goes all the way from 1st to 7th because of a loss they just had. Georgia that much better? I doubt it.
It's been like that for years, though. It's not necessarily how many you lose, it's when you lose.
Exactly.
All this will shake itself out officially with the All-State BCS Selection Show, which comes your way 1 week from today, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Find out exactly who is going where, what the matchups will be, and everything you need to know for the national championship picture, plus the rest of the BCS bowl games and how they look. Jimmy's all pumped up getting ready for that. All right. That's next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific your time. And, of course, we will see you with the Built Ford Tough pregame show, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, next Sunday. Enjoy your week, folks.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this.